What's up guys, welcome back to the most underrated channel on YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about a little hack to help you find meaning. Okay, so one of the things I always talk about is meaning, finding meaning, discovering meaning. And I have always said that you can't always copy someone else's meaning or their values in life, because it's very difficult to, if you don't have the same values, if your priorities don't align, then doing the same things as them is not going to make you happy. I've said that so many times I feel like a broken tape recorder. But I think it's very important to realise a lot of the things that we do, or a lot of jobs that we take part in, or a lot of activities that we do, you have to realise that there is not necessarily uniqueness in them. And that's not inherently a bad thing, okay? You don't have to be unique in every single thing you do. But let me explain something to you, okay? If you have a conversation with someone, let's say you're trying to get to know someone, potentially it could be like a business partner, it could be just a colleague, it could be like a romantic relationship and you're on a date, okay? It's very common to ask questions like, what sort of music do you listen to? What sort of films do you listen to? What do you do for work? What do you do for this? Okay, now I'm not saying that you have to go out there and ask some like out of the way question, but I'm saying usually people's answers to those things, so like I listen to this, my favourite TV show is that, my hobbies are this, okay? A lot of these things, they're not unique at all, okay? There's so many people with the same music taste, there's so many people with the same, film taste. And again, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because when you're trying to get to know someone, you're looking for areas of similarity or difference that you could perhaps talk about, that you could perhaps bond over, okay? So if everyone's completely unique in every way, that doesn't work. But what I'm saying is, if you consider that most people, okay, so a lot of the time people don't want to admit it, but you're spending a lot of time on your phone, okay, and you're just consuming the same media as everyone else, the same music as everyone else, and you're watching the same movies as everyone else, the same music. All of these things are created by other people, okay? So I'm not saying you should be jealous of other people's success, or you shouldn't take part in it, but I'm saying you will eventually get to a point where you realise everything I listen to, everything I partake in is actually created by other people, okay? And then when you look at like a lot of jobs, okay, so you can see there's very few jobs that have a high job satisfaction, okay? And it's because nowadays we've created so many jobs out of nothing. Now, I'm not knocking any particular industry or any particular job, but I'm saying that lots of jobs, okay, that we do now, they could, we talk about like skilled versus unskilled labour, okay, but a lot of jobs that we classify as skilled, okay, could actually be done by anyone, okay? Lots of spreadsheets, okay, a teenager, if you train them in Excel enough, could do that, okay? A lot of, business meetings, financial meetings, quarterly meetings, okay? People don't really tend to say anything valuable in them. They just meet for the sake of meeting. There's a lot of, just a lot of formalities that are done, okay? That really could be done by any, what I'm saying is they're not inherently unique, and that isn't a bad thing. But what I'm saying is, if in one area of your life things aren't unique, that's okay, because you can bond with other people. But if everything, your job, your hobbies, your interests, everything you engage in, if everything is completely generic, subconsciously there's nothing to distinguish you anymore. And that may not inherently be a bad thing, but I think that's what inherently leads to a lot of dissatisfaction and a lot of feeling discontent and feeling like there's no meaning in your life. Because you eventually get to a point where you realise, hang on a minute, this is skilled work, but anybody with half a brain could do this. Anybody who, anybody could do this. This isn't actually particularly difficult. This isn't something that I am needed to do, okay? And then you look at your hobbies and you realise, like, these are the same as there's nothing special or unique about you. Now, there doesn't have to be inherently something special or unique about you. But what I'm saying is, if everything is generic, if there's nothing that differentiates you from someone else, there's nothing you're working on, nothing you're doing, you will inherently start to feel like, oh, actually, you can start to feel like an existential dread or a meaninglessness. That's why I think the biggest point of this video to take away from is to start working on something unique, whether that's a skill set you have, whether that's a belief or mindset you have, whether that's a particular way of engaging with people that you have. Everyone has their own mannerisms, everyone has their own quirks or personalities, okay? So if you can start to find ways to work on those things, capitalize on them, and even if you don't necessarily make a profit or anything from them, the fact that you realize and acknowledge and you have the self-awareness to know that, okay, you do have a different mindset, you do have different hobbies, different goals, or you do actually have something unique about you, I think that does help you to find meaning. And especially when you work on something unique, or you feel that you might not be the only person in the world to explain it, but you feel like there's definitely a rarity, people need to know that, people need to hear more about this, okay? When you have that sort of sense of purpose within you, I think that will definitely help you find that meaning in life, and it will help you feel more content and avoid that dissatisfaction. So there's the crux of the video, guys. Work on something unique in your life. So I hope you enjoyed that. Take care, peace out, follow for more amazing content, and master your feelings and master yourself.